You can tell it's nearly Christmas here at the British Fist because Mr. Parkin is wearing a Santa hat, and I don't know what the fuck hat you're wearing, but I'll just say this, you look a little bit like a British version of Hulk Hogan, NJ.
I'm the Christmas Mafia.
You're the Christmas Mafia, okay. We're the British Fist, though.
God, James.
Sitting next to me is NJ.
What's
And
up?
for once, I'm going to announce myself last. I am Mr. Parkin, and welcome to another Q&A with us, the British Fist.
Good, James.
This is NJ sitting next to me here.
What's
I know
up?
you guys will want to hear it twice. I know it's on your Christmas list for everyone out there. Subscribe down below, like this video, and comment your thoughts on the questions you've answered down in that comment section below.
And make sure you contact us in the link in the description box below.
Indeed, and if you want to ask us questions, you can do so through inboxing us, commenting down below, contacting us on facebook.com/BritishFist or twitter.com/BritishFist with the hashtag BritishFistQA. Many ways you can send us questions there. If your Christmas present has not been gifted to you yet and we haven't answered your question, well, we will in the future. We just got a backlog of about 10 to 11 pages of questions, which we're going to try and get through as quickly as possible.
And also, for a little plug here, make sure you subscribe to Mr. Parkin's YouTube channel, where he does various videos for you to check out, wrestling related and some vlogs related.
And while I'm here also, I think especially as you said that out of the blue, I think you should also go subscribe to NJ and give him a brilliant Christmas present that he will definitely most deserve. Give him a couple more subscribers, guys. Anyway, let's get onto this Q&A. Many questions to get through here, the first of which, 5 questions sent in to us by Sneak2Attack. The first one being, if your future wife told you to choose between her or wrestling, what would be your choice?
Between her or wrestling?
Let's say you got this girl, NJ, that you love with all your heart, and she said, it's either me or wrestling, NJ. What would it be?
Tough question, but not a tough answer. The answer is the woman.
It would have to be the woman. I mean, how could you put wrestling ahead of, like, a lifetime of happiness? That's all I can say. If someone who has never seen any wrestling before, what match or show would you show him or her that would represent what wrestling is really all about?
Triple H versus Taker, or any Taker's matches.
I would say like a Triple H versus Cactus Jack street fight from Royal Rumble 2000, just to show the epicness of what feuds are all about and the epic matches you can get in the blow-off matches, essentially, in WWF. So there are lots of matches which I would recommend. Question number 3. I have never heard of any past reports about the Vince and Rock relationship in real life. Do you have any idea about the nature of their relationship? One word for you, brother: business.
I really don't see why Rock would have anything. Vince would have anything against the Rock when the Rock's the one who's bringing in the millions
and millions
of fans.
Yeah, and do you know who's bringing in the millions and millions of British Fist fans right now, NJ? You and your bloody tinsel head. Question 4. What are your thoughts on the Rock promo when he returned and joined WWE team after rock bottoming both Shane and Vince? I thought it was a very underrated segment. I remember that one. It's when he was like deciding between the Alliance and WWF at the time.
That was very good because 1 minute he takes out Vince, or he takes out Shane. I can't remember who did first. I think it was Vince first. He looks at Shane and takes out Shane. Very good moment. Yes, it's underrated because that was unexpected and very nice moment, I thought, yes.
And no one liked the invasion angle for good reason. And the last question. What is your thought on the Dusty Rhodes promo, Hard Times? I think it's one of the best promos I've ever seen. We haven't seen it, so we cannot comment on it, I'm afraid. All I would say is Dusty Woods, baby, can cut a great promo in his town, baby. And no one does a great impression of Dusty Woods apart from the Slag Daddy, baby. Anyway, moving on. Anything goes show WWE. If WWE were to create a third Nexus, who would you want to be in it? Who would be the leader, tag team, mid-carders? Well, there's plenty of talent from NXT I can put in there if I want to.
But Nexus is not Nexus without Barrett.
You'd have Barrett as the leader and a load of rookies?
Yes, I would not have Nexus without Barrett because they tried it with Punk, it didn't work. Nexus is Barrett.
If I was going to bring in like the NXT guys, there are a lot of people I want to bring in. There's a tag team called the Ascension that I would bring in. I'd bring in Cassius Ohno, Big E Langston as the big authority type. I don't know who'd be the leader. I'd probably say, yeah, Wade Barrett be the leader. I don't know who the leader would be, but I know there's 4 good talents there that I would definitely want to bring in. Do you think King Mo versus Bobby Roode match might be a good concept for TNA to try out? Meh, if they want to try and bring in some Bellator or fighting fans to the product, maybe, but...
When King Mo was there, I didn't really see much about it, and yes, they may try and reuse them again, but I don't think they should relive that past match.
I mean, it did look like they were trying to set this up at Bound for Glory, but it looks like King Mo had to go off and do some other stuff. You know, it might be a concept to TNA which may be different and just try it out, maybe. I say try it, but if you don't get success from it, don't try it again. I mean, they brought him into TNA for a reason, so... Noah James, how would the business change if smart marks were the majority of the wrestling fans? You probably wouldn't need Vince Russo because all you need to do is put on a 2-hour wrestling match, wrestling show with wrestling matches, pretty much.
A 2-hour wrestling match, that would have been pretty big.
That would be boring as hell.
2-hour Iron Man match, wow.
The business would be a very different thing if it was mostly smart marks, definitely. Charles Bell. Yes. Would TNA be better off without signing Hulk Hogan? There are a lot of people that would say TNA was better without Hulk Hogan, but I think they signed Hulk Hogan because they wanted to try and go to a new level in terms of their business. Has him being there really benefited TNA a lot? There are arguments towards that 2010 was no doubt a bad year for TNA, but it's improved a little bit since. So, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence with that one, really.
I think Hogan, his time in TNA has come and gone. He's had his time, his shine. People have seen him in TNA. He's done stuff for TNA. But now I think as he's been there, done a lot, I think it's come to a bit where we're thinking, Hogan, you've done everything now. You need to either step away from the spotlight as much as you are. You've benefited TNA, but now someone else needs to.
I think as an on-screen presence, he can bring something to the table. He is some kind of ratings draw. I just think that he does need to step back a little bit and not try and make himself the focus of a lot of things, which, let's face it, Hulk Hogan does, even if you are his biggest fan. Anything Goes show WWE. Would Brock Lesnar fit in the Attitude Era? I guess so. I mean...
Again, if we stick to the old... Well, the new one, yes, he has brought blood to the WWE, so you do represent some of the blood with Attitude. But with the old Brock Lesnar, I think he fitted into the PG more...
No, Ruthless Aggression Era.
Well, yeah, that's the way to look at it. I think the now Brock Lesnar, the fact he's brutal and bloody in that, it would have been somewhere useful in the Attitude.
You know, if Brock Lesnar, well, I don't know what happened to you there, MJ. Maybe that's the eggnog talking. But anyway, if Brock Lesnar, if he had UFC experience behind him back in the Attitude Era, they brought through Ken Shamrock because of his UFC experience. So you never know. They may have brought Brock Lesnar in as a UFC guy if he had that kind of look, as they were bringing in the UFC guys back then. So he could have fit in as something different in the Attitude Era. But I think he was way more suited to the Ruthless Aggression Era purely because that's what he was. He was Ruthless Aggression. He was the man that Vince McMahon wanted to represent Ruthless Aggression.
And maybe more people would be behind Lesnar if he was brought back or was involved in the Attitude Era with this gimmick he's got now.
If Cena suffered a career-ending injury, they know that you like that, don't you? Who is next in line to be the top face of WWE? You could say Sheamus, you could say Ryback, but none of them are really ready to replace John Cena. Basically, the answer is they don't. They need Cena.
I was close to doing this. Yes, they've turned him heel, but if they kept him face, I think the fact he was in the main event scene without Cena outshining him, the fact that Punk would have to be the spotlight, especially on Raw, he could have had a chance to be up there, but now it's left us with Sheamus. Yeah.
Sheamus or Ryback or Orton, and just none of those three guys are ready yet. So it shows you how WWE really needs to do is to try and push that new babyface. How would you book the Summer of Punk 2000 storyline after Money in the Bank? Well, that's pretty simple. After Money in the Bank, he leaves for about 3 months. You don't have him return at SummerSlam. You don't have him return within 2 freaking weeks. You book him after that to be make appearances outside of the WWE. Maybe in WWE, you make it like what they did with Kevin Steen, where he appears in the crowd and stuff like that. You have him return, and then you book him to freaking win, not lose 4 pay-per-view matches in a damn row, and then make him win the freaking title, and then no one cares.
The way I see it, he did the right thing by having him go up against the boss, but I think the bad fall is, after Triple H beat him, they didn't really give Punk the upper hand afterwards, like having beat him on another pay-per-view. So I think have a feud with Triple H was good, as long as at the end, Punk gets the overall win, but it didn't happen, so...
Josh, if WWE wanted to benefit more from it, Money in the Bank was free here. If I was WWE, I think a good idea may have been to have CM Punk cash it, win Money in the Bank, and then cash in Money in the Bank at SummerSlam, and instead of the storyline being his contract ends after Money in the Bank, be the contract ends after SummerSlam. Imagine how much better that angle would have been at SummerSlam instead of a filler pay-per-view. Do you see what I'm saying here?
It would have been a good idea, but again... The way it went, it gave us a good memory of Punk, but it didn't last.
Yeah, and also the SummerSlam match just was never going to be as good as their first one. So, Sweet Latte 18, do you think that Rock should have turned heel instead of Punk? No, I think fans aren't ever going to boo Rock, so...
Even though Rock's past heel turns have been entertaining, I think when it comes to long term, especially when Rock leaves or ends the feud with Punk needs to continue on as a heel for other wrestlers. So I think they've done the right thing here.
Yeah, purely on the basis that Rock is never going to get booed.
That's another
There
reason.
we go. Who would you fire, push, or keep out of Rhodes, Ziggler, or Ray? Well, probably fire Ray because he probably has the least to offer now. Push or keep, I'd say keep Ziggler, push Rhodes, but you might be the other way around, I don't know.
Well, I think the fact that Rey Mysterio is on the verge of leaving, and the fact that he's done everything, and the fact that when you think of Rey, you do think of all these matches he's been in. So I think him firing would be a good direction. Ziggler, he's on the verge of a push, but I'd say maybe push Ziggler properly because he's already on the verge. So why not complete it in a positive way and keep Rhodes because there's still a future behind him. But in this tag team thing he's got going right now, it's going really well. So just keep him going like that for a while.
Who is the ugliest diva of all time?
I'm about to say someone.
Who?
When Molly Holly changed her hair to that short hair when she went bald.
Yeah, she was pretty ugly. I can't remember.
Jazz.
Jackie Moore. I never really liked Jackie Moore. I don't know why. I just didn't find her attractive. Jazz was another one I didn't. Maybe it's... I don't know. I don't know why. I didn't find Jazz or... Ivory I didn't really find very attractive. I don't know. Most of the divas were pretty attractive, but there were a couple that weren't. Rock Solid EJ V420. Does WWE give a shit anymore? That's a very, very good question. Does WWE give a shit anymore? Well, it isn't WrestleMania season, so I'd say no.
The quick answer would be no, but a bit of an added on would be the fact they're bringing in Rock again. Probably Austin, Lesnar. Look, they are trying to give a shit, but in long term, it's not lasting as long as it should.
81 Kason01. Who would be on your fantasy TNA versus WWE Survivor Series 5-on-5, and what would be the finish to the match? Oh, I tell you what, you pick 5 WWE, I'll pick 5 TNA, and we'll do that.
Okay, we'll do, I think, Barrett. I'd say Team Rhodes Scholars, 3. Kane. And...
CM Punk.
I'd say, but I was thinking more lifting wrestlers up.
Okay.
So I was thinking Ryback's obviously WWE like him, but I don't like him, so I would probably put... It'd either be a Punk or Ziggler.
In a TNA Survivor Series match, you have a tag team, I'll combat that with Kaz and Daniels. I'd have Austin Aries, James Storm, and AJ Styles. I really want to put Bobby Roode in there.
I'm about to say none of them Uprising, which I've tried to put Uprising stars in.
But I want to win, so I'm going to put the best talents I possibly can on TNA. Hey, the WWE would book them to lose anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Your talents would get promoted. God damn. The XX Dark Tyranitar XX. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. It's hard to see this font sometimes on this TV. If you could book Wade Barrett's matches, what would they be? Well, can't really specifically book his matches, but we could book his feuds. I mean, they put him in... I mean, straight away, you put him in a feud with a big guy. I mean, they've already done Orton. Why not Sheamus?
Go up against John Cena and actually beat him and just say, now that's for payback for putting me out and all that stuff. I think they definitely need to relive that feud sometime and have Barrett come out on top.
I mean, the main thing is they needed to introduce Barrett in a strong way and make that last by putting him in a strong feud. And a good way of doing that would have been have him go to after the Welterweight Championship. Even if it was filler to get to maybe another championship, at least he would have been brought in quite strong. If John Cena was a heel, would you be behind him more, or would you stay the same? That's a difficult one, really, because fans are going to get what they want, but they're still not going to like John Cena, the character. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess fans would probably cheer it because they'd be finally getting what they want, and he probably wouldn't be as stale.
It's Cena, for God's sake. There's nothing that's going to make me like him unless he gets suspended and stays out for quite a long time, because that's something I've been waiting for, because every firing storyline he's been in, it's not lasted long. But no, turn him heel, it won't affect my opinion of him.
And if he left the WWE would go down the pot. So you'd be left without a WWE to watch. Just saying. Mighty Mitch 93. NJ, if you were forced into a tag team, your choices are Justin Bieber or John Cena. Who would you choose? In brackets, sorry, couldn't resist. Go.
Son of a bitch. What the hell are you pairing these two up? Well, I've got to pick one of these two, but no. Earlier, in our Q&As, we had a question directed to us, and I'd have Terminator NJ take them both out, and I wouldn't need to pick one of those two. Moving on.
You can't bend the rules, NJ. It's Justin Bieber or John Cena.
But I've bended the rules. I've hired Terminator NJ to take them out.
Little plug to the WWE Movie Studios movie, which no one probably remembers. Bending the Rules starring Edge. C-Day Heiser, or Adam Copeland. C-D Heiser, 1979. Vicky married Edge, and then she was messing around with Big Show on the side, and Cena had a video of it. So why is it a problem now in the WWE? Because the WWE are crappy when it comes to consistency with their storylines. You know, this is about the whole AJ Vicky fraternizing bullshit.
Well, the Vicky and Edge thing, I could understand. That was pretty good. It actually benefited Edge. The Big Show stuff, yeah, I didn't really think that accomplished anything apart from made a feud more between Edge and Big Show. Compared to the one we have now, it's not even close to being as good as that was. But again, they just cannot relive the good stuff they've done in the past.
No, I mean, the reason why it is a problem now is because they've decided all of a sudden we need to make this scandal storyline, and we're not going to account any history here. So that's why it is a problem now, because it didn't suit the storyline, and WWE thought, oh, well, we'll just forget about Vicky fraternizing with all these people and then just make her, you know, say that AJ's fraternizing. Yeah, it's stupid. Howard the Man. Do you think Ryback could be the new guy to carry the company until 2022? Carry the company? Probably not. Cena will be the top guy, but he'll probably be the second top guy, maybe the next in line. Who really knows at this point? I don't even think WWE know.
I think with Ryback, it's going to go to a certain point, and then they're going to drop the ball with him.
Do you think guys like Kane, Mark Henry, and Big Show have long to go before they all retire? They're both. I think they're all in their 40s now. Mark Henry's injured quite a lot. Kane and Big Show are incredibly good workers, but they cannot keep going at the pace they're going. So I'd give them another couple of years.
I think they, even though people are debating with these because they've been in the company for a very long time now, I still think all three of them have a bit more distance to go, apart from Mark Henry, who's been rumoured to be finishing soon.
Space 13 bound. This question is geared more towards NJ. Because of all of us British Fist fans already know what Mr. Parkin's answer is, LOL. If given the opportunity to spend a night with one of the current WWE divas, which one would it be? Thanks, guys. Even though you asked him, so guys really doesn't come into account here, does it?
Only one.
Only one.
I've got two in mind, but if I had to pick one out of the two, Lita.
So AJ Lee. Wrath and Vengeance 69. If either of you guys could use any wrestlers from any wrestling company or group at WrestleMania, who would they be, and what would be your reason for using them? If we could use any wrestlers from any wrestling company or group at WrestleMania. So let's say, for example, you're on a mission to take out John Cena, and you can pick 4 wrestlers to help take him out. Go.
A group from any company?
It could be wrestling, any wrestlers, or a group.
From any wrestling company?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with probably some of the best. I'd have Barrett because he's failed to do so. Triple H.
He's one of the best. He's failed to do so.
Well, Barrett's lost his chance of beating John Cena properly. Okay. So Barrett, Triple H, Kevin Steen from that, and one from TNA. I'd probably pick Rude.
Fair enough. Power Spy in 1 games. What made you get into watching wrestling? The feuds, the drama, the storylines, the Attitude Era.
The proper use of a sledgehammer.
Indeed.
Scorpion
Review. You can tell he's a Triple H mark. Scorpion Reviewer. Did you guys see the interview with Stone Cold and CM Punk promoting WWE 13? If you did, do you think this is another hint for a match, or is it WWE screwing with the fans? It was more to highlight WWE 13, in my opinion, but you never know. They may be planting the seeds for a match down the line if Austin, A, wants to do it, and B, is healthy enough to do it.
I did see this promo, and the fact they did follow on doing new little segments or things afterwards, I think they could be teasing, not in concrete yet, but they could be teasing something happening in the new year.
Ross Parks 185. How far do you think Damien Sandow can go? I think he's one of the best characters WWE have created in years.
Well, since he came in, they've not, again, with the new wrestlers they've been bringing in, they've not had the best feuds or booking. This tag team's going to build up a name for him in a strong way, but I think there's a big chance that he could be one that could be up there with Cody and have a better build when they're ready for him.
I think Damien Sandow, personally, the character is unique enough, and I think he gets enough heel heat, personally, to go into the main event. I really do. Somewhere down the line, he can go into the main event. I also believe that he is one of the best and most unique characters WWE created in years, simply because he's something from the early 90s, late 80s. He is an old school. It's an old school gimmick, and I think it can go very far in the current WWE climate. Liberty Bell. Which title in the WWE would each of you consider more prestigious? The WWE title or the World Heavyweight Championship title, and why?
Since Edge lost, you know, back when that time came, I don't think the World Heavyweight's been at the right place in its time, so I'm going to say the WWE.
I mean, in terms of the World Heavyweight Championship has a lot of prestige going back to the days of the NWA, WCW. The WWE title also has a lot of prestige, but in terms, because the WWE title has actually stayed in the company that actually made the championship, I would say the WWE title, even though the World Heavyweight Championship has got so much prestige surrounding it.
I would say the World, like, from before Edge left, I would have said the World Heavyweight. If they kept the World title meaning something, I would have said the World. But it's only since the last few years it's not been at the right place. So the WWE have just beat it for now.
I may pronounce this name wrong. If I do, I apologise, Mohammed. Mohammed Faiz Daniel. Sounds kind of like my name, Daniel. This might sound crazy, but have you both ever watched Japanese anime before? If so, list down all of the Japanese animes you both remember from the top of your head and state which one of them is your favourite. Pokemon, could that count as a Japanese anime? Yu-Gi-Oh! I used to enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh! Could that count as Japanese anime?
I have watched other ones, variants from that, but I cannot remember the names, but I've been recommended stuff, I've watched it, but forgotten the name.
Okay, do you think CM Punk might be inducted into the Hall of Fame in the future, and why? Depends whether or not, you know, he becomes a massive star for the company. Go down the line, he doesn't hit any more fans.
That's true, because obviously he is a main eventer now, but he's not actually done things that have stood out like, wow, he's definitely going to be a future Hall of Famer. But right now, he's not had that moment that's made me feel that he's a main Hall of Famer.
To be honest, not many people on the current roster have, really. I mean, which are some of the old WWE wrestlers / wrestlers, I don't know, bad wording, that have never seen in ages has the potential to make a comeback as a competitor at the Royal Rumble, and why? Okay, so you're basically saying, what wrestlers do you think do we feel are going to return at the Rumble this year? Who really knows? I mean, Billy Gunn, possibly, because he's returned. He's just coming back as a trainer. Perry Saturn has just returned as a trainer for WWE.
What I would love to see, especially if he's, again, been teased to probably have a feud, if he can get into better shape, are the faces of Mick Foley.
All the faces of Mick Foley.
Oh, yes.
What's the next question? All right, that's fine. No, we're going to move. We're going to answer that next question on our next Q&A. Very sorry about that, Charlie Wolf Kale, but we don't want too many questions, and we don't want to make this Q&A too long. So your question will be answered in the next one at the start. So thank you very much for watching another Q&A with me, Santa Parkin, and this guy sitting next to me, NJ Moses.
People, I think I've got tonsillitis or tinselitis. Till next time, YouTubers, from Mr. Parkin and me, NJ. Goodbye.